Hello everyone, welcome to Liberal Tarot. I'm Sherry, a blue dot in a red state utilizing Tarot to offer insight into these very interesting times we have going on here in the United States. So I'm really glad that you're here and welcome. So today's reading and then the reading you're going to see tomorrow and then the one after that. I do these energy readings in 3 parts. Today's reading is going to be looking at the energy of the weeks of November 2nd and November 9th. Now, when I do these readings, I will put them in context of like something like an event, like I think this is the event. Sometimes, a lot of times that event is wrong. However, the energy is there. Okay, the energy is going to be absolutely there. And really this month, I'm looking at like some of that energy stuff I did and it has been spot on, even with the events itself. One of the things that I did was looking like week by week. And this was it wasn't the energy reading, but this was the Adelita Grijalva and the government shutdown. Those seem to be intertwined right now. And I got that for the government shutdown, the end of October and the beginning of November is when the Republicans would start negotiating in earnest. And now we're seeing Senate Leader Thune say, oh, well, maybe we need to start negotiating. Well, yeah, no shit. People don't want to lose their SNAP benefits and people don't want to lose their health insurance. The problem is going to be on the side of the House, which Maggot Mike has already said he's not doing that. So what I do is I'm going to be like, what do we need to know for the week of November 12th or 2nd? What do we need to know for the week of November 9th? And then that will be part 1. Part 2, I will then look at November 16th and the 23rd. Part 3, which will come out on Monday, is the numerology, which this month for November is the Emperor. How do we lead? It's going to be pretty. I was like, okay. Just to recap, for this past month for October, it was the Empress. How do we take care of people? That's exactly what we saw. Curious and interestingly enough, for September, it was the High Priestess. What secrets are we keeping? And that's when the Epstein files really started like picking up steam. Oh, okay. Schrodinger has come back and now he's playing he's playing with that curtain back there. You want to come up here, buddy? Why don't you come up here and lay down? Okay, here he comes. No, I don't know what he's doing. He's kind of a big cat, and whenever he does that kind of stuff, it's like, you gonna come up here? I don't know what he's doing. Okay, so so that's what I'm gonna do is just those 3 readings, and I'm gonna go ahead and get right into this one right now. Sorry, I got distracted by a cat. But let's look at the energy for November 2nd. What is it that we need to be aware of for November 2nd? Okay, November 2nd, for entertainment purposes only. What do we need to be aware of? So for that, decisions being made, okay, sword of truth. This can also be anything medical, anything legal. So sword of truth, medical, legal. And, the challenge is the Tower card. Okay, so, the Tower card. Okay, let me keep going and then I'll kind of come back to this. This is the Cosmic 2x4 and this is going to be coming up in the challenge. You don't say. So this is like whatever actions are being taken, the challenge is it's all blowing up in their face. Okay. This is the Sun card. The Sun comes out. The truth comes out. The truth. I wonder if there's like, the truth about, I've often thought it was the Epstein files, but right now they criminal every day. So, spin the wheel of what truth it is, what big truth is going to come out that's going to be, connected to literally this administration coming to an end. The past experiences, this is going to be the celebrating, but it's also that celebrating like they're drunk on power. They're drunk on power. They're celebrating their lies. Like they think they're getting away with stuff. That's the foundation. Like, look at everything we're getting away with. and it's blowing up in their face because the truth comes out. The Hierophant. Now, I will say a little preview for the December numerology is the Hierophant. And this card is, I always say, this is like, this is the government. It's also the institutions of our country. So it's also the spiritual leader, the spiritual healer. In my, let's see, the Spiral Tarot, what's on this is actually Chiron, the wounded healer. So this is coming up in the past, and I'm kind of seeing this as like, who were we? Like the spirit of our government, like is in the, like who are we from the past? Like we used to be this great country that, you know, would take care of people and take care of citizens. And I mean, not a perfect country. We are not a perfect country by any stretch of imagination. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. However, with what MAGA's doing right now, that is not at all in the spirit of our Constitution and who we are as a country, or who we strive to be as a country. Okay. Obviously, this has been, this rot has been allowed to take root. And, part of that is shining a light into, this rot in our country. And it's coming to, this is coming to a head. And our potential here, and this is week of November 2nd, is all around Mad King Don. I wonder if I haven't really been able to read on his mental health because you've seen the past couple of times I've tried reading on him. It's just this doesn't make sense. It's up, down, left, right, in, out. It doesn't make sense. This is giving me Trump physical health vibes is what this is giving me. And I wonder if that trip to Asia, someone with, okay, I know it's supposed to be chronic venous insufficiency. However, I read it and always hear it as chronic penis insufficiency because it makes me laugh, and laughter is a form of resistance. And we laugh and stand up to the bullies anytime that we get. So chronic penis insufficiency, it's going to be. I wonder if he's not having another health event that they can't hide. We know, okay. Do we know? We strongly suspect with great evidence that he had some kind of health event, possibly a stroke at the end of August. On September 11th, his face is sliding off, and, that's probably a TIA. I am not a medical professional, but other medical professionals are saying, oh yeah, this is leading up to a major event, and him flying, and then that high sodium diet. Is it really an intuitive tarot moment to say, he's not doing too good with his health, and then now this? So yeah, that's kind of Trump is causing something to blow up next week. That's what that is. So let me do this real quick. This Wiser Tarot, I really like this for health readings. And so let me just ask, is this Trump's health? Oh man, this card. See, this card stock is a lot thicker. Oh yeah, that is. Okay. It's oh, I didn't realize just how thick that is. So let me just ask about Trump's physical health, just because I wasn't really planning on doing that here, but because of the way this came up, I want to know about, the spirit of our government, actions being taken, medical, emergency, like a medical emergency. The truth comes out, they can't hide it anymore with Trump. So what do we need to know about Trump's health the first week of November, November 2nd? What do we need to know about his health the first week of November, November 2nd? Okay, and with Trump's health, let's put this here, for November 2nd, travel, moving forward, this is travel that he thought was, the challenge was, he thought it was successful, but the challenge is, I don't think it really was. Something is done with this. For a health reading, the Pentacles are going to be the treatment plan. And so this is coming up in the options of the treatment plan. And this is also a 10, which is legacy, something is ending. You've done all you can do. So this it's kind of an ending card, and so this is telling me if I'm asking about his health, the treatment plan, they've come to the end. They have come to the end of what works. Like what was working is no longer working, which I've said that before. I think that, here he is looking over like the foundation, all the things. I'm almost feeling regrets with this, which is really interesting because he's a malignant narcissist. And so to admit that for him to say he has regrets would have to admit that he did something wrong. But I'm kind of seeing this like life review. And if you notice here, this person has the bandage around their head. So I'm kind of wondering, and here's his, the swollen ankles but like bruising. You can just imagine. Can you imagine what those cankles look like, with the green and purple here and bruising? And yeah, this is even, these boots even make his legs look even like bigger. And I guess he had his, canks were just spilling out all over his shoes there on that Asian trip. So yeah, like, maybe he shouldn't have gone on that Asian trip. You don't say. It wasn't the best for your health? Huh. Something being blocked, which could be a blockage in, yeah, this could be a blood clot that causes a stroke. I mean, because a blockage that then moves and brings things to an end, and things up in the air. I'm kind of wondering if this isn't, like, if he has a stroke, like he's just completely out of it, like he doesn't have a clue. This is like, what are you seeing? And he doesn't even know. I'm kind of wondering if it doesn't even possibly leave him temporarily, like he can't see, because this is someone who they can't see what's in this, or it's like really vague. Is kind of what I'm getting with that, and that they can't hide this anymore. Like they've tried to prop him up, and it's like the treatment plan, which I've gotten, the treatment plan isn't working anymore. I really kind of wonder if he doesn't have a blood clot embolism that causes a stroke, prevents him from even being able to see. Like they cannot prop him up any longer. Okay. Is that gonna happen? Like what's the likelihood of that happening November 2nd? The week of November 2nd. Of some kind of health event for Trump. Boy, that would throw the GOP into shambles. Fighting, not knowing what's going to be going on. This is also trying to win at all costs. The Democrats are not coming to the table. They're just walking away. Like, okay, go ahead. This is going to be all on you. The Magician. How do we make something work? And it all comes to a crashing end. Yeah, I mean, that's how I'm reading that. So the first week of November, expect some kind of health event. I think that they're going to try to hide it. It's like I'm in that zone, and it's like sometimes when I'm in that energy zone and I say something, and it's like, well, duh, they're going to try. Of course, they're going to try to hide it. Why would they not? That's what they do. Is they're going to try to cover it up. I'm feeling like if they cover it up, it's going to be like he'll go missing for a few days because they're trying to see, like, is he going to come out of it? And it's like, he's not coming out of this. And I have never gotten that he would die in office. I have always gotten that he would have some type of major event, like a stroke, that they could not hide anymore. Like, they absolutely cannot prop him up. Is that what this is? It very well possibly could be. I also want to throw out there just a reminder, like, I'm picking up on the energy. This could be something else explosive that happens that makes him unable to continue in office. This could be, the truth comes out about the Epstein files. And I don't want to be like, well, you're supposed to know you're doing the tarot. I am doing the energy of the tarot. And what I'm saying is that first week of November, there is something explosive happening that is the truth is coming out, something that can no longer be hid. Okay, so is it his health? Is it the Epstein files? Is it the war crimes of what's being done to American citizens and what's happening in the ICE, custody? Is it what's happening in, to the Venezuelan fishing boats? I mean, literally, I have often felt like it's all of the above. It's going to be all of it. Okay, well, no shortage of news for me to do readings on, it looks like. Let's move on now to November 9th. What's going to be happening November 9th? Okay, so what do we need to know about the week of November 9th in the United States? I just want to make sure. I did say for entertainment purposes only, right? Just want to make sure. I record several readings in a row, and I never can remember, like, if I said that or not. So that's why if I say it several times, it's like I don't remember. Okay, so November 9th, what do we need to know about the United States, the primary energy of the week of November 9th? Okay. Now, I will say, before I put these cards out, I am aware of, let me see if I've got this here. There are several court cases that are coming up that week of the 9th. And so I just want you guys to know that, let me pull this up here, that I'm aware of. November 10th is the next court date for Representative MacIver. She was arrested in Jersey for visiting the ICE facility, for doing her job. The Rockland County, which is the election fraud interference, is coming out November 11th. November 26th is going to be a pre-trial conference for Judge Hannah Dugan from Wisconsin. She was the judge that they arrested because she allowed somebody in her courtroom to use a side entrance to leave her courtroom. And so her motion to dismiss was denied. November 6th, she isn't required to attend November 6th. Whatever, it's like some pretrial thing. November 26th is another pretrial conference. December 11th is jury selection, and the trial is scheduled to begin December 15th. So I just want you guys to know that I'm aware of there's legal stuff coming up that week of November 9th that I am aware of. So, and that I am planning on watching those cases and doing readings on those. So let's see what comes up here. I've already got these shuffled, so I just wanted to let you guys know. Let's see what's coming up on the week of the 9th. And Drunk on Power, happiness. So we'll see kind of which way that goes. The challenge for happiness is, oh my God. Okay. I'm just going to tell you guys this. I have often felt, I don't know if I've ever said this in a reading. I've said it here around the house that, our luck, that fucker won't actually just die. He'll linger, and then we won't be able to celebrate in the way that we want to celebrate. And that's exactly what this is. What is crossing our happiness, and it's he isn't quite dead yet. That's what, and also I even got that with JD Vance. He wants to be president so bad, and he won't be allowed to because he's not dead. They will not allow him to become president. And as long as he's lingering, I mean, he may do Section 3, and it will be for a hot minute, but that's the challenge that's the challenge to the people's happiness, is that he's not dead. And that's also, the challenge to JD Vance. Okay, let's see. Our options for this is not happy with what's being offered, not happy with what's being said. I think this is more Trump is lingering, and it's almost like the state of what do we do? There should be this there is a progression, and that succession, but it's I just have never felt like they're fighting. They're fighting over what to do. And some of us are rejoicing and happy, but other people are not. And then you get, and then this is an ending, but does he just, it comes to an end. What is this ending? What is the ending here? And that ending, the end of our hopes, wishes, and dreams, I hope not. No, that is not how we're going to read this. We're going to read that the ending is now allowing us to have our hopes, wishes, and dreams laying in state. Okay, let's just kind of keep going with this. And all the lies that come forward. I think that I'm kind of seeing like these cards together, like there is celebration. While, you know, you've got this ending, laying in state, but this here, this is the fox is loose in the hen house. What can we get away with? And it may be like in that interim time between like him having a health event and he's not quite dead yet, he's lingering, what do we do? And in that meantime, it's like, what can we get away with? How much can we literally steal out of the White House, or what, you know, what's left of it, you know, after the East Wing was demolished, you know. But this is the lying and the stealing that's going to be literally running rampant while like they're trying to decide what to do. Okay, well, let me just do real quick 3 cards. Any final messages about the first 2 weeks of November? And I'll do 3 to 6 cards. What do we need to know? Final message for the first 2 weeks of November. Looking out into the future, what is it like the world, like holding the world and looking out into, and this is also like the messaging. What messaging are we going to tell the world? How are we taking care of people? And I tell you what, those SNAP benefits, they've got to go out. And this could be like they're negotiating the SNAP benefits, and in the meantime, all of this happens, and creating what we want. So let me see here. With everything that came up, I'm even trying to remember what I got in the first round. It was about his health. And then this was like, oh yeah, there's like, it's still lingering here about his health. And that, how do we get the SNAP benefits? I mean, really, in the midst of all of whatever chaos Trump is causing, there is going to be in earnest talks about how to get the government back open, or at least get those SNAP benefits going. That's going to be like in the midst of like all this chaos over here. So whatever it is that Trump is doing, you know, we won't be lucky enough for him just to, but I said, I've never gotten that he would necessarily be removed. It's either like let me rephrase that. He will be removed for health reasons. He won't die in office. And I've never gotten that he would actually be held to account for all that he's done. So that would kind of fit the bill in that if he has this health event and then like everything just kind of falls apart. Is it a health event? I don't know. What I do know is that Tower card, we're coming up on that. And so something explosive, chaotic, traumatic for the GOP is going to be coming out in, you know, like the first 2 weeks while they are, you know, we're trying to negotiate. How do we feed families? How do we keep the government? How do we get the government back open? And like, this is happening in earnest while at the same time, you've just got all this chaos coming out of the White House. Is it a health event? That's what it seems like. And it would stand to reason if you see, you know, like he shouldn't be flying with chronic penis insufficiency. So, and if you're wondering, did she say penis? Yes, I did, with a P. Because laughter is a form of resistance, and we're going to laugh any chance we get. So that is what I get today for the first 2 weeks of November. It's almost like a split thing. Like, yes, we need to have SNAP benefits going out. The Republicans realize that. They see the writing on the wall, while at the same time, you have whatever chaotic mess coming out of the White House. You know, pick a scandal. My leading guesses are going to be Epstein files, something, and I've never gotten that the Epstein files will come from our government, but that it'll come from like a survivor will have something released, or the Epstein estate will have something released, or he has some kind of health event. That's my guess, but honestly, with the scandals and as quickly as they happen, pick a scandal. We also, in that November 9th, the Rockland thing will be coming out that week as well. What time is it? Oh, let me just ask here real quick. Will we be getting information about the Rockland case that week? Mad King Don, being patient, going back and forth. What did he do? And the Epstein files. This is also a very watery card, and so that temperance could be like with that water, it could be like a retreating into the mind. You know, I mean, it really could be. It's like, be patient, the balance, the watery balance, going back and forth. So something with him, and then the Epstein files. I mean, that's that's kind of how I've been reading that. So we'll see. I have a feeling there will be no shortage of news. So thank you very much for joining me. The reading that you're going to see tomorrow, which I'm recording right after this, is going to be the second part of November, the weeks of November 16th and 23rd. So thank you very much for joining me. Share, like, and subscribe. That's it. Sorry, I'm getting caught up in the energy here. Anyway, I really appreciate you being here, and I will catch you on the next reading. Have a great day.